This is Movie Night with the Boys.
Hi, welcome to Movie Night with the Boys. I'm John,
And I'm Zach.
and we're a weekly podcast where we talk about movies, but we also talk about video games and TV shows too. But tonight, we're going to talk about Jurassic Park. We're going to talk about Jurassic World Dominion, the new 2022 film that brought us all back to the 90s. I am going to tell you a little bit about the cast before we let Zach tell you about the story. So, of course, in the lead role, we have Chris Pratt as Owen Grady. Everyone knows Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec and the Guardians of the Galaxy series. You know, this is his thing now. He's this big action star. And then we have the original cast: Sam Neill as Alan Grant, Laura Dern as Ellie Sadler, and Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm. Also, we have Bryce Dallas Howard back as Claire Deering, and DeWanda Wise as Kayla Watts. That would be the main cast for this movie. So, without further ado, Zach, do what you do.
This one's going to be a little bit different because obviously we can't take notes while watching these movies in theaters. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown and then, we'll just get more into it afterwards. So, Jurassic World Dominion. So, kicks off with, showing us dinosaurs are, amongst the humans, everyday life and whatnot. And we pick up with Owen and Claire, and they're essentially looking after Maisie Lockwood, right? And she's the clone of the daughter of the guy who co-founded Jurassic Park, right?
My neighbor's brother's daughter's sister.
Yeah, right. So we also see Blue. Blue had a kid on her own, right? She has some kind of gecko DNA that filled, the gaps. And so she's able to reproduce solo. And so she has a little baby. And essentially, Blue's baby, named Beta, gets kidnapped by some poachers. And so does Maisie, which sets off Owen and Claire to head out to try and go and find her. Then we see the original Jurassic Park people, right? And, well, the chick, and she's on some farm, and we see these prehistoric locusts, and they're just ravaging food. And so she's investigating that. She goes to find, the guy in the Indiana Jones hat. I don't know what his name is. I don't know any of these people's names.
Her name's Dr. Sadler. His name's Dr. Grant.
Yeah, I don't care. Um, so so she goes, recruits him, and tells him they got a invite from Jeff Goldblum. So they head out to this company, and basically there's a sanctuary. Do you know where it is? The sanctuary? Was it like in the Arctic? Like I have no idea.
The Dolomites. Dolomites mountain range
Sure.
in Italy.
Okay. Yeah, so whatever. They're in some snow area, and so there's sanctuary. You see the plan, and that's about that. So Owen and them, they reach out to their contacts in the CIA, and they get this hint that she's in Italy. So they head out there, and I don't know, the blonde doctor, she meets up with Jeff Goldblum, and he's kind of hatching all this plan. There's like all this underground stabbing in the back. I don't know, man. This movie's
Some infiltration shit.
yeah, right. And so then basically they're there to get a sample of one of the crickets, to prove that it was this company. And yeah, whole bunch of stuff goes down. Owen and them meet this pilot, and the pilot finally like decides to help them out. She flies them there. They shoot. The stupidest thing was they shot Claire out into like into the wild like that, and there was fucking pterodactyls everywhere tearing apart their ship. You didn't think they were gonna tear apart a fucking parachute? Like, how stupid! Like, that was the dumbest shit, man. That
We're
was
in
so
panic
dumb.
mode apparently. That
Yeah.
that pilot, that's the woman that plays Starfire in the Titan show,
No, it's
right?
not.
It's not?
No,
Why do I recognize her?
I have no idea. I said the same thing, but I was like, because my brother said the same thing, and I was like, no, that's not her. And
Huh,
I was like, I'll look it up afterwards. I looked her up, and I don't think there's anything that you would know her from.
fair enough.
Yeah, so they get attacked by a bunch of pterodactyls. They crash the plane. She crashes in some trees, Claire, and this is where we see the Therizinosaurus. This it looked like it was blind, but it has these like cool fucking long claws and shit.
Yeah,
Um,
thing was kind of creepy.
yeah, it was very territorial. There was a deer, and it just smacked the shit out of the deer. And I turned to my brother and I go, "That's a plant eater." Oh shit. Right? Because I had just started munching on some leaves. So I was like, that thing's just mad aggressive for no reason.
Super territorial.
Yeah.
Get off my
So
lawn.
so Claire gets away. Owen and them, they almost get eaten by some fucking dinosaur that can swim in ice cold water, which makes no fucking sense. I don't know how any of those dinosaurs were surviving in the cold. Um, but yeah. So then they get away, they go down, they go looking for Claire. Everybody ends up meeting up, like the old doctors, they save Maisie. They get her out. They all meet up, and they almost get killed by the Gigantosaurus. And yeah, they get away. The villain, he gets killed like the fat dude from the original Jurassic Park, right? Gets sprayed with the toxic and whatnot. And so yeah, he gets killed. They find a helicopter. As they're about to get away, the Gigantosaurus shows back up, and at this point, the T-Rex shows up, and he's like, "Yeah, nah, bitch." For some reason, T-Rex is always helping out the humans, but I'll go into that a little bit more. And the Gigantosaurus kind of beats the shit out of the T-Rex, right? And we think T-Rex is dead. Turns out he's not. But at this point, the Therizinosaurus shows back up, and it's now like a 2-on-1 against the Gigantosaurus, and the T-Rex like tackles the Gigantosaurus into the claws of the Therizinosaurus and kills it, and they get away, right? And that's the basic plot of the movie. That's about it. That's all you
Yeah,
really need to know.
those claws are fucking serious.
Yeah. Yeah, they just shanked the shit out of that dinosaur.
Right on through.
Yep.
Right on through. Didn't even have a chance. Didn't even stand a chance. I forgot to mention in the cast, and I should have because he's been in every single Jurassic movie, but BD Wong was in this one. What's some stuff you really enjoyed about the movie, Zach?
I don't know. The more I think about it, the kind of lamer the movie kind of gets. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Nothing really.
Bummer.
Like it wasn't terrible, but like I don't know. There wasn't anything special about it.
Certainly lacked in dinosaurs. Like they were there, but they didn't have a ton of them.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
You know, I'm thinking about it. Some of the only things that are really calling to me are like that really cool last fight scene was a good one. I call it a fight scene, but the scene with the three dinosaurs going after each other, or the two dinosaurs going after the one bigger dinosaur, it was probably the most action based and definitely the most interesting scenes. I did like.
What the hell are you
What?
talking about? The most action based? They fucking crashed a plane into a fucking mountain and then fought a swimming fucking dinosaur with feathers. How is that the end fight scene that was 2 fucking minutes more action than the scene I just said? That makes no sense.
I liked it more.
But that's not what you're fucking saying. You're saying you literally said word for word, it's the most actiony scene that happened in this movie.
With the dinosaurs, I should have said with the dinosaurs, because I enjoy the dinosaur on dinosaur action more than the people on dinosaur action, personally. But I also did like when they had Jeff Goldblum's character. He was doing the whole pulling the dinosaurs away, or a little bit prior to that, to try to distract the dinosaurs from everybody else. I actually kind of thought he was going to die there.
What dinosaurs?
Can't remember which ones they were specifically. I think it was right before the scene with the T-Rex and the, what is it called, the Thesiosaurus? Is that what it's called? I'm
Is there
totally
a
saying it.
Xenosaurus?
That one. There, I think
Yeah.
it must have been that one that was chasing them for that.
No.
What was it then? I don't remember the actual dinosaur that was chasing them right now.
It was the Gigantosaurus.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was one dinosaur.
But they were using, oh, sorry, Jeff Goldblum was distracting it, and he was. I thought he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna die right there, but he didn't. So what about one thing you really disliked about the movie?
I thought like the original Doctor, the one with the Indiana Jones hat. I thought he
Dr.
was
Grant.
pretty fucking lame, right? Like even the blonde chick, like she was like, fucking doing that shit with the tasers and taking out all the little fucking crickets. Well, not little, but yeah, taking out all the crickets and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
but the other guy, he didn't do fuck all, right? So I'd have to say him. Yeah. What about you?
I disliked how much they tried to play off the nostalgia of the original cast. Like it seemed like they tried to pick up on a lot of those old beats that they had from the first movies, and it felt like it was forced. You know what I mean? Like they tried to do it for nostalgia, not for good
What? But
creativity.
what beats are you talking about?
Well, okay. Every time we'd get the Dr. Grant, the Indiana Jones guy you're calling him, every time he would come to the realization of something, it would be him looking up at the camera in just such a way. And they did that same thing in Jurassic Park 1. And then the whole him and Owen at the same time saying don't move to the whole T-Rex thing because it can't see you if you don't move. Like they just kind of, you know what I mean? It's like recycling jokes. It unnecessary. I understand what they were trying to do for the nostalgia basis of it,
But
but they didn't.
where's the recycled joke in them saying the don't stop? It was the fact of the
No, don't
guy
move. Don't
was
move.
the don't move, right?
Yeah.
Is not necessarily a joke
No,
per
no, I know.
se.
I'm
And
not
how
saying
is it
it's a joke.
and how is that recycled though? Like that's what I mean though.
Well, they both had to say it at the same time, and it was just kind of
But again, how is that recycled? It's not
the.
something that's happened multiple times. It's the reason they said it like that is because one guy, he was the original star of the trilogy,
Oh no, I
right?
know that. I
And
get
he
that.
was the one who used to be the guy in charge. So yes, at the same time but that's the role him and Owen play. So they would both say it at the same time. That's it.
I get
There's
it.
nothing recycled about that. Like that's
It's
what
the
I
exact
mean. It
same
doesn't
line
make.
though. That's exactly what the definition of recycling
But
is.
what
Is
are they? What
recycling it.
else? But okay, but exactly what the fuck are they supposed to say when you want people to stop fucking moving? When the dinosaur, that's the purpose to stop the fucking dinosaur from killing them. Is to say don't stop moving. What the hell do you want them to say?
I feel like everyone there knew though.
Freeze? You want them to just say fucking
Yes,
freeze? Like
say
what? Like
free.
that makes no sense, right? Like that makes no absolutely no sense. It's a generic line. It's not like it's a fucking callback line to anything. It's just that's what you would fucking say when you want people to stop.
Anyways, too much nostalgia. It didn't.
There was not enough nostalgia. That's probably the biggest problem with the movie is there wasn't enough,
There wasn't enough
right?
dinosaurs.
The blonde lady, she was nothing like she was in the original series. She was way more badass now,
That
right?
I can agree with. Yeah, I
The
can agree
like
with
I
that.
said, Indiana Jones, he did fuck all during the movie, and Jeff Goldblum was Jeff Goldblum, right? So like there was really no nostalgia to this movie. So again, I don't know how there was too much nostalgia. There wasn't enough. That was some of the problems with the movie.
Well, we'll use that as a segue then. What did you think of the overall plot?
I don't know. It wasn't terrible. Like the whole they need like well, yeah, the overall plot is fucking stupid. The fact of, oh yeah, let's make these crickets and destroy all these farmers so then they end up having to buy our products to keep their stuff alive. And it's just like that makes no sense. You think people are stupid and be like, "Oh, all these ones that aren't fucking getting attacked are using the same seed made by this fucking genetic company. Oh, I wonder fucking why, right?" It's not too hard to fucking put together. So it was a pretty stupid plan to begin with. Um, but it was kind of interesting that they needed Macy to like to fix their mistake, right? So it was just like, well, why didn't you guys think of this shit before releasing the fucking crickets? Like, I don't know. Um, Yeah, and then after that, like that little subplot of they need like her, and then like how her mom made like created her, and how Blue is like almost exactly like her, and her and Blue have the connection. I enjoyed that, but the rest of the movie was pretty garbage. So, what about you?
Yeah, I'm with you. There was it felt like some stuff in the plot didn't need to be like I I'm having a little bit of difficulty trying to figure out what Blue really had to do with the movie or Blue's offspring. Like I get that the whole point was to get her and Maisie, but did you really need Blue?
Where's the baby coming from? Like like, again, like I don't understand
But
why would you even bring that up? Like, you need the mom to have the kid. So what are they just gonna randomly have a baby? Like, the whole plot of that is the girl was created by the mom without any type of father. So
yeah.
is so is Beta, right? So their genetics are quite similar, and they can use both of those to help cure
Oh,
disease and everything. It's not
yeah,
that
yeah.
complicated. It's explained like 75 times throughout the movie.
Maybe I feel like I've lost interest in it now that I'm thinking about it more because it just I don't know. Some of it doesn't. Some of it's not sitting right with me now. I'll have to watch it again. I only watched it the once, and I maybe I'm maybe I need to watch it again to get a better idea of it. Would you recommend it?
I mean, if you're a fan of the franchise, it's the end of this trilogy. So, I mean, if you watch the other ones, yes. But if you're now thinking about going to start like the Jurassic World series, I would say skip it.
Do you think this one's better than the original trilogy, or this trilogy is worse?
Um, I don't know. This movie specifically was like not really a Jurassic Park, like a Jurassic movie. It was, as Chris Pratt likes to say, it's like a Bond movie, right? It was like a super action movie, right? And again, starring all the humans. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, but I don't know. For the actual Jurassic fan, I would say it's a skip.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Now, again, if you like that kind of thing, if you like Chris Pratt, or if you like, I mean, I actually enjoyed him in the movies. I thought he was good, but I don't know. I think I feel like the original trilogy was more of a draw for me. But
Yeah, I
everyone's
don't
gonna
know.
have their opinion of it.
There's no place to actually watch any of the Jurassic Park like or World movies.
Really,
There's nothing that fucking streams it.
that's dumb. Who would you say would be your favorite character from the movie?
I mean, probably Claire. She was actually pretty badass. Like you see her grow throughout the actual trilogy, and now she's kind of like, you know, sneaking into secret facilities, freeing dinosaurs, fucking grabbing axes and trying to chop like electric lines. Like she was pretty badass. So I'd probably say Claire. What about you?
I'm not gonna ride off the coattails of that one because she was badass, but I actually gotta give credit to, like you were saying earlier, Laura Dern, Dr. Sadler, the original lady from the first series. She was pretty badass too.
Well, those are probably the best scenes in the movie. Are the two of them together? So
Yeah, I can agree with that. Overall, they definitely had a better presence, at least when it came to the people on screen. Um, what about your least favorite?
fucking Indiana Jones, useless.
Dr. Grant.
Yeah, he really didn't do anything in this movie. He just kind of stood in the background, like, So yeah, him.
I'm old and a paleontologist. I think my least favorite character was actually. I'm almost tempted to say that the bad guy, the guy that was in charge of Biosyn, just because of how odd he was. Like when he turned around and asked that guy, I can't remember the name of the guy, but the guy that was leading them around, he was like, "Do you have any food on you?" Like that shit's just weird. It was so
You know
weird.
he was. You know he was in the original Jurassic Park.
This guy, the bad guy.
I don't know if it was the actor, but the character. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right? You remember that can, the spray can?
Yep, the Barbasol can. Yep,
Yeah, that's from the original movie.
that I recall.
He gives it to the fat dude, and they die in the same way.
That I did catch, and ironically with the Barbasol can.
Yeah, but that's the guy who gave the guy in the original Jurassic Park the can to steal the samples.
Would you watch a sequel?
I'd probably watch the sequel to see where the hell it goes. You know, if they're making a Jurassic Universe, Jurassic Planet, Jurassic Space, whatever. I'd probably watch it, but that's me. What about you?
I think this would be where I would check out, honestly.
Uh,
It's
It also seems like they're gonna make a prequel series using the actress of Macy playing her mother in a series featuring the blonde chick.
hmm,
So I'd watch that if that's an idea that they had.
a prequel
A prequel.
that I could bite on. I don't know if I could go any further in the times now with the whole dinosaurs and people living together, but I would certainly like to see where it came from. That would be very, very interesting, I think.
That's probably one of the more interesting things of this movie is getting that background on the beginning of Jurassic Park and everything.
So then I guess the last place we need to visit is our rating of the movie. So what would you rate it?
I don't know, man. It was kind of crappy. I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10. A just passing grade.
Brutal. Brutal. I'm gonna shoot a little higher than you for the sake of it. I would give it a 6 out of 10.
All right. You say
But
so.
that's I'm trying to be a little bit more generous. I do love some Jeff Goldblum. I do enjoy him quite a bit. I do enjoy Chris Pratt. I think Bryce Dallas Howard was really solid too. So I mean, there was some saving graces to the movie.
Yeah, I guess. So, how would you rate all 6 movies from best to worst?
Going from best to worst, or do you want me to go from worst to best?
Worst to best.
Worst to best. I would probably put. I think it would go Fallen Kingdom, Dominion, Jurassic Park 3, The Lost World, Jurassic World, and then Jurassic Park.
Do you like Jurassic World?
I enjoyed Jurassic World a little bit more because of the differences it provided while still being kind of what it was. It wasn't still like obviously you had a little bit more CG and stuff like that in the newer series. So it was kind of like a fresh reintroduction. So I might be a little bit more biased because I've seen it more recently than the original trilogy's sequels. And if I saw the original trilogy again, I might change my order. But for right now, yeah, I think it would go that way, yeah. What about you?
Um, Worst probably be Lost Kingdom, Dominion, Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic Park, and then World.
Oh, so you like World better than Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's been a while. I'd probably change if I was able to watch the movies like I wanted to this weekend. My ratings probably would have been different, but yeah, in my head, I just feel like the movie's kind of a bit better. Like the people seem more in danger than they did in the other one.
That I agree with.
So
That I agree with. There was definitely seeming to be more danger in the newer series.
yeah, so yeah.
And next week, we are going to be watching The Lost City, starring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt, and Daniel Radcliffe. So, yeah, keep an ear out for that next week. The Lost City.
So, we would love it if you would like, subscribe, share, rate, and review us across social media, across the podcast platforms, wherever you can find us. It helps us grow. It helps us get recognized and seen across wherever you may find us. So you can find us on Instagram at MNWTB Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at MNWTBoys. You can find us on TikTok at MNWTB Pod. And you can find us on Facebook at MNWTBoys Pod. Where else can we be found, Zach?
You can find us on YouTube, Movie Night with the Boys ! And Game Night with the Boys. That's where we post all our gaming content. We have a couple videos up there now, and we're working on some stuff. And yeah, what else?
Movie Night is now part of the Geek Talk Podcast Network, and you should know about it because we have some buddies on it with us.
So yeah, check out the other podcasts on the network. What in the Anime? They talk about anime. They sometimes have 3v3 anime battles where they randomize characters and fight each other. They talk anime news and they review shows and movies, all anime related. So yeah, check them out. What in the Anime on the Geek Talk Network.
Yep, that's hosted by Dustin and Tyler, and you can catch that on Tuesdays.
Yep. And I should be making an appearance on there very soon. So yeah, check them out.
And if you recall, Dustin was a guest a while back on what movie?
The Adam Project.
Adam. So, like he said, check out What in the Anime. With that all out of the way, Zach, it's been real.
That is John.
Deuces. Thank you all so much for listening to Movie Night with the Boys.